Greetings, viewers and subscribers. This is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. For a couple of days now, it has been trending the arrest of one popular native doctor by Anmabra state government. His name is Mili.
New identity. The native doctor that was arrested yesterday, Onyoka, but who practices Nanewi, Mili, Afalanya. The society literally died. A new value system came upon us and threatening to overrun the system, overrun all of us, and to become the narrative and their new identity. The narrative, the philosophy, the religion, or whatever thing of wealth, instant magical wealth without work. It's pervasive. We go to some churches, some pastors need also to help us. They're promising people, if you take olive oil or if you do if somebody will claim it without work. Without work. We respect there's freedom of religion, freedom of worship. Everybody is entitled to worship the way he did. But we know the difference between this criminal idolatry. To come to the other bit, yogi days began to emerge on the social media. They were everywhere. What the general Mili and every video about one day, general Mili, all of a sudden are used in thousands, hundreds of thousands, no longer have anything. By 8, 9 a.m. you find youths at beer parlors drinking. And these youths were saying, we are going back to our roots. Which roots? Criminal idolatry. That's the roots. That's not the roots. The roots that I know, and which is coming back to your Anmabra rebirth. The roots that I know. Eji malon Dibia, Eji malon de Anmabra, Bonaka Jaja. And the Bible says, he who does not work, let him not eat. The biggest reputation thing we need to deal with is to confront this evil. We must confront it. We must change the language. We must change the narrative. This less than 1% cannot define us. Unfortunately, they became so loud that our youth thought that this was a new way. This was a new way. And that rebirth starts with getting our people to go back to the fundamental roots where we come from. That has made us who we are and what Anmabra is known for: enterprise and integrity.
Now, I have to say this clearly, that this video and my position is not in any way to justify or condemn the arrest of the said native doctor, but to point out the hypocrisy in our system as a people. To start with, the young man was arrested by men of Udogachi, led by their commander-in-chief. You know him.
the crocodile.
I know that boy.
Boy.
Huh?
No, back in the way. Can I be in the way? Okay. Barcelona, Soriana, together.
I saw hypocrisy, and let me point them out. To start with, these men of Udogachi, we saw them with their charms, probably prepared by native doctors, because they don't prepare those things they wear. It is not an armband. It is a charm prepared by native doctors. Now, you can argue, native doctors, what are they actually doing that can necessitate their arrest? Those performing charms and spiritual rituals for some of these security personnel that are enforcing the clamp down on native doctors in Anambra State. And the Anambra State law, security law as they call it, have outlawed some certain things, some certain practice by native doctors and some people that may be called fake pastors, who are going to public rivers to pollute it with sacrifice. And also, the unexplained wealth, misleading of young people for instantaneous gratification. There is no need speaking big grammar. But the point I am here to make is the hypocrisy is glaring to our face. Apart from the charms that are being worn by these security personnel, let us also look at their counterparts in the church. They said that this young man, that this is actually the video that necessitated his arrest. Him going into the river carrying a newborn baby to perform some rituals and the rest of them. To me, I did not see anything wrong with that or different from what the church does. They take young children and do their own rituals in the name of baptism and dedication, as the case might be, depending on the denomination. Now, where is the hypocrisy there? Talking about instantaneous wealth and taking the young man to the river for him to perform and demonstrate his powers to prove that he is genuine and not fake or deceiving young people.
Yeah, he's here. He's as an agri-cage with John Paul, popularly known as Mili Fulanya. We arrested him in respect of breach of the Homeland Security law. As you can see here, here is the river where he does his sacrifices. He brings young men and women to this place, bathing them in this river with the promise and the assumption or hope that when they bath here, they will make it in life. They will get quick rich and all these things. So, and telling them that there is this spirit, Mamed spirit that used to come out from here, that when he invoke it, it will come and answer them. So all those young ones will be here, and he will allegedly or supposedly invoke the crocodile. Is it crocodile?
Yes, sir.
So which is what we asked him not to demonstrate, and it couldn't happen. So here is the place, the river the main place it brings young men and women, both Yahoo boys and girls and all that. So bathing people in the river, and this river flows to the other end, some other place, a public river. So bathing people in the river is on its own an offense against the Homeland Security law. It's pollution. And we have videos and the records where he stays in this river also, throwing all manner of things inside the river, all in the name of sacrifice and rituals. So these are the reasons, some of the reasons why we were arrested. Yes, ours is to carry out preliminary investigation as we are carrying out now. When we are done with the preliminary investigations and the prima facie case is established, as is presumed not to have been established, we'll hand him over to the police for further investigation and possible prosecution.
What becomes of the pastors in the church going to them to perform miracles they claim normally happens, where people give testimonies? It is literally the same thing. No, put it side by side. What is happening in the church is what these boys are copying. If you're trying to make the native doctors or traditional worship look that bad, what about the Christendom, which Soludo have already declared Anmabra state as a Christian state, which is even against the Nigerian constitution that made Nigeria a secular state? Okay? Keeping that aside, assuming that Anambra state is a Christian state, as you so called, what are they doing that is different from what the traditional native doctors are doing? They preach instantaneous wealth, gratification, and miracles nobody can verify. How many of them have you called to perform those miracles they claim and selling of those spiritual items? Have you probed them? No. You might be probing the young man and say, oh, all of these mansions that you are building, where is it coming from? From what proceed? And the state government will accuse them of indulging in criminal activities like kidnapping and human organ harvesting and other heinous crime that could be peddled or hang on their neck. What about the church? How can the church explain the kind of billions they transact with? Yes, you say it comes from gifts, offerings, tithes, donations, and the rest of them. The same is also applicable to these young men or these native doctors. Theirs could come from people who come to give testimony or thanksgiving in appreciation of what has happened for them. If this young man comes out or being dragged because he could not perform to show the crocodiles coming, or those things that he normally does on the social media to deceive people, I am not justifying his action, but let us put it side by side and balance the equation if we are not hypocrites. Don't get it twisted. I am not condemning the act of arresting or regulating the excessiveness of all these actions, because it has really done more damage than good in our society. But I can tell you, whatever you see that is happening currently, because if you take a look at what is happening in our contemporary society, more youths are delving into these traditional rituals and the rest of them than going to church. Many of them are pulling out of church and embracing traditional worship. You know why? Because they saw the church as a failure, as a disappointment, because they have colluded with the political class to oppress them. When the church have schools that their church members can attend, schools built from the donations made by the church members, church have hospitals that their members cannot have access because of the price of getting medical attention in those church-owned hospitals. Even church are running more industries than members of the church, and yet the church is not paying taxes. taxes. They don't pay taxes. So, because some people will say, bring your tax, this thing, and show us what you've been doing to accumulate all of this wealth. Let us balance it up with the church, and you see that they are all the same. I'm not dissuading anybody not to go to church or go to native doctors, but my own is, whatever you do in terms of faith or spirituality that lacks humanity is coming from the pit of hell. No matter how you try to paint it, whether from the church or from the traditional worshippers, you still have good church people and also good traditional worshippers, and you still have bad ones from all divide. And that is my position. Now you can be the judge for yourself. This is my own opinion, and I hope Soludo will be able to answer this. If this is not hypocrisy, what is it? My name is Asuchere Peters, your advocate for good governance. I'm just here for us to mold opinion. Let me have yours on the comment section. I'm signing out. Bye-bye for now.